Boys and girls, welcome back to class this morning. It's a beautiful day and we had a nice time learning about adverbs last week. Okay, remember last week we talked about adverbs and we said adverbs are words that modify verbs. They tell us more about a verb, okay? They talk more about the action that has happened. Remember that we said we have several types of adverbs, and we talked about adverbs of time, we talked about the adverbs of place, we talked about the adverbs of manner, we talked about the adverbs of degree, and we talked about the adverbs of frequency. Remember that we did some tasks and one of the corrections has been posted, but by the time you are done with this video you'll find the answers to the other task that we were given. We were given a short passage and we were asked to use adjectives to fill in the gap. Okay, most of us did very well. I'm proud of you guys. This morning we are going to be looking at another topic in English grammar. We are going to be studying another part of speech, and that part of speech is called adjectives. You know, last week we talked about adverbs and we say adverbs modify verbs. This week we are looking at adjectives, and adjectives are words that tell us more about the noun. So adjectives modify nouns. Okay, adjective modifying nouns, they describe or point out a person, an animal, place or thing. Okay, it names the attributes of a noun. It puts a name to the attributes or the qualities of a noun, and examples are fat, good, kind, that, some, and so many others. Okay, by the time we are through with this lesson, you should be able to define adjectives and explain, talk about adjectives and say what it is. You should be able to identify adjectives in sentences. You should be able to make sentences using adjectives. Like we said, adjectives are words that tell us more about a noun. Adjectives tell us what the noun is like. Okay, gives us a more vivid, clearer picture of the noun that we are talking about. Okay, we can see this picture here. We have hot, dry, and sandy. All these describe the sand. The sand in this looks like a desert. Okay, the sand in the desert is usually hot, it's very dry, and it's quite sandy. So it tells us more about the noun. Okay, we have a number of adjectives. Adjectives are classified in several ways. We have descriptive adjectives. We have adjectives of quantity. We have adjectives of quality. We have adjectives of numbers. We have adjectives or demonstrative adjectives, and then we have interrogative adjectives. So we'll start from the first, descriptive adjectives. Now, descriptive adjectives try to tell us more about the quality of the noun. It tries to tell us more about the quality of, the kind of noun it is. For instance, in the first sentence, the fat man is sleeping. We could have just ended the sentence by saying the man is sleeping. But we are trying to point out, okay, the man that is sleeping is the fat man. And this descriptive adjective is telling us what kind of man it is. It's not a slim man, it's the fat man. Look at the second sentence. Titi bought a lovely dress. Titi bought a lovely dress. We could have ended the sentence by saying Titi bought a dress. Fine. But what kind of dress? We are trying to describe the dress. Okay? So it tells us lovely. So the dress Titi bought is lovely. So we say Titi bought a lovely dress. We are describing the noun, and it is describing the dress that Titi bought. Look at the third sentence. Ali is a smart boy. Ali is a smart boy. Descriptive adjective describes the noun. It tells us the quality or the kind of noun or the kind of animal, place or thing that we are talking about in the sentence. So Ali is a smart boy. Smart tells us more and describes the boy Ali. Okay? So descriptive adjectives qualify the noun and tells us the kind of animal, person, place, or thing that we are referring to. Let's look at the second one. We have adjectives of quantity. Adjectives of quantity. We use adjectives of quantity when we don't know or we don't want to say the exact number of the nouns. We use it when we don't want to say or we don't know the exact number of the nouns. Okay? So adjectives of quantity don't put a number to it, but tells you the size, how big or how small, how much or how little. Okay? So adjectives of quantity tell us the size. When we don't want to use the number of nouns, we use adjectives of quantity. Look at these sentences. I took some notebooks. I don't want to say how many notebooks I took. Okay, so I just say I took some. So you know that the notebooks I took is quite a number, but we don't have an exact number. They had enough plates. How much plates did they have? Enough. He gave me all his pens. How many of his pens did he give me? All. So we use adjectives of quantity when we don't want to say or we don't know the exact number. Okay? We use adjectives of quantity when we don't want to say or we don't know the exact number of nouns that we are talking about. The next one we want to talk about is adjectives of quality. Adjectives of quality. So adjectives of quality gives more information about the quality of a thing or a person. It gives more information about the quality of a thing or a person. We use it to describe the subject in the sentence. Remember, the subject in the sentence is the person we are talking about in the sentence. The subject of the sentence is our focus person, our focus noun in the sentence, okay? The person who performs the action in the sentence. So we use it to describe the subject in the sentence or the nouns generally. It talks about the quality or the state of a noun. He is a clever boy. It tells us the quality of this boy. This boy is clever. Okay? In the other sentence, if we say he is a fat boy, it tells you the nature, he's fat, but it doesn't tell us the quality. Adjectives of quality tells you how good or not something is. Okay, so he is a clever boy. Clever is the adjective in this sentence, telling us the quality of the boy. He is a nice guy. Nice is the adjective of quality, telling us the quality of the person we are talking about. Japan is a developed country. Japan is a developed country. It tells us that the country has gone quite ahead. Okay? So it developed here is adjective of quantity, telling us how good Japan as a country is. Okay, so we've talked about the adjective of quality. Let's go to the next one, adjectives of numbers. Adjectives of numbers gives us information about the number or the order of persons or things. It gives us information about the number or the order of persons or things. Some examples are all, some, first, each, every. Okay? It gives us the information about the number of things or the order of things. Okay, so I could say she was the first in the class. She was the first in the class. Okay, I know that example is not on your slide, but I'm trying to tell you the order. It talks about order, first, second, third, fourth. They all fall in this category. Most girls participate in sports competition. There are several things to learn. How many? Several. He has bought many notebooks from the mall. he has bought so many notebooks from the mall. Remember that all, some, first, second, third, fourth, and so on, each, every, all fall under the adjectives of numbers. And adjectives of numbers gives us information about the number or order of persons or things. Demonstrative adjectives. Demonstrative adjectives are derived, or we know them when we ask a question, which thing or which person. Okay? Which thing. We are asking which thing. So it answers the question. Look at, these chairs have red arms. These chairs have red arms. Those buildings are built by a reputed builder. And that wall was painted by Samir. Now I want you to know that this, that, these, and those are demonstrative adjectives. This, that, these, and those are demonstrative adjectives. Now, this and that are used for singular nouns. This and that are used for singular nouns. We use it when we are talking about one thing. Okay? While this is used for nouns that are nearby, around us, nearby, that is used for things that are not nearby. That is used for things that are a bit far from us, so it's not where we are, so we say that. These and those are used for plural nouns. When it's more than one thing we are talking about, we use these or those. Now we use these for things that are nearby, and we use those for things that are far away. So we use these for things that are nearby, and we use those for things that are far away. Look at the sentences again. These chairs have red arms. These chairs have red arms. Do you think these chairs are nearby or far away? If you said nearby, then you got that correct. These are used for things that are nearby. And those buildings are built by a reputed builder. Those are quite far away. That was painted. That is used for something that is far away. Okay? So let's always keep that in mind. The next one we want to talk about is interrogative adjective. Interrogative adjectives don't stand on their own. We use them to ask questions. Okay? And examples are whose, why, how, what, which, and where. These adjectives do not stand on their own. They are used with nouns to ask questions. What are you talking about? Whose papers are these? Which books will he buy? Okay? What are you talking about? Whose papers are these? Which book will he buy? So interrogative adjectives are words that we use to ask questions. Okay. I'd like to hear from you. What do you think about adjectives? What do you think about the types of adjectives that we have learned today? We have learned about descriptive adjectives, adjectives of quantity, adjectives of quality, adjectives of number, demonstrative adjectives, and interrogative adjectives. Six of them. What do you think about them? I'd like to hear your thoughts on Edmodo. Also look at this. we have a lot of adjectives here. Can you make out what and how you could use them in sentences? We'll have other tasks within the week which you will need to get adjectives to make up sentences. Okay?